the same ANC. How do you defend the ANC? Is to sacrifice with whatever that you have. It's not about agreeing with every corrupt practice that is happening and you just glorify it. Our responsibility as communists is to, at all material times, make sure that our communities, ultimately, they got what is they deserve. The local state in our province is at shambles. I mean, you can't understand, Prof. One municipality employs Stofile because he had a grade 12 as a municipal manager. And this person or this municipality undermine the governance framework. In terms of the rules of government, you must be a diplomat or equivalent qualification for Stofile to be employed as a municipal manager. But because this Stofile happened to be closer to the levers of power, and normally because we're in church, we are holding this activity on the church day, maybe closer to God. Now, Stofile must be protected irrespective. When people are saying, the decision that you are taking is wrong, you can't employ this person because it's not suitably qualified, you say, you shall be employed. It can't be, comrades. It's challenges that we are creating for ourselves and contributing for us to lose elections. And we can't keep quiet as a Communist Party, and we can't say it is the right thing to happen. We can't say, comrades, in our country today, I've seen in the newspaper, I think we have seen the newspaper, Prof. No, Comrade Machuba, go to a premier, I mean, the Secretary General says it's good to give land. Let's put it in perspective. In the Free State, you've got individuals and individual mayors who are grabbing land. And that is purported to be giving land. And this, it's one issue that disorganize and disorientate our communities. We become so populist than being principled and delivering according to legislations that we have set for ourselves. So in our province, we are facing numerous challenges. And that is why, as we face these challenges, in the launch of this election campaign, as a province of the Free State, take into account these weaknesses. We must commit ourselves that we are going to make things differently. We are going to go and campaign and make sure that the elections in 2019, there is no any other party wins elections except those that are in the left. It must be our responsibility. You know, comrades, the biggest problem, other comrades are talking about, it's good to have collisions. Fortunately, I'm in the sector where in the local government, collusions have never worked. I think Prof was talking about in Nelson Mandela, it could not work because collusion are not answers to people of South African problems. The answer to people of South African problems is the alliance. Alliance, it should take its full responsibility, continue liberating people of South Africa, and make sure that we expedite the service delivery and make sure that the life of our people is changed. And collusion has never worked anywhere else because are informed by opportunistic interests of the parties that are involved in collisions. And that is why, as Communist Party in the Free State, with our own understanding, time has arrived for us to go house to house, to engage each and every possible voter and encourage that voter. It must go and make sure that it votes on the day in which it has been identified as an election day. And we must link this with the current debate in the party about reconfiguration of the alliance. Our view is that there is no reconfiguration that can fall from the sky. Reconfiguration, it can only happen from bottom, because there is nothing existing in sky. Everything, it exists on the soul. And that is why the unity and the ability and the appetite of people who are living in various wards and areas in our country, in our province, must learn to live together and work together. And to us, it means the beginning of the reconfiguration of the alliance. And that is why we are drawing a best lessons in Metsimaholo. In Metsimaholo, as a province of the Free State, we are looking at it with a keen interest, because if we manage properly the Metsimaholo, we are going to achieve the reconfigured alliance. What is different in Metsimaholo is that whoever that is in government is not the African National Congress, it's Communist Party, working with the ANC. But the ANC don't like that. It says in the province and elsewhere in the country, they can't be led by somebody else. And that is why they are passing vote of no confidence in Metsimaholo. And I'm saying, with no fear of any contradiction, good luck for them. They must pass vote of no confidence. But that municipality is not going to go to elections again. It's only going to elections in 2021. If they wish to collapse that municipality because there is powermonger, it's corruption that has been revealed by a forensic report that the municipality has engaged in that area, painting a bleak picture about the conduct of our deployees in government. If they believe that is the right thing to collapse that municipality, they must do it. The reality of the matter is this one. That municipality, all of us, both in the ANC, in the Communist Party, in the COSATU, and SANCO, we must use it as a model where there are difficulties of governing and the governing party begin to be entangled in corrupt practices. There should be alternative. And the alternative, as community in Metsimaholo said, if you work with the ANC and we believe you are not telling us lie, that you are asking us to vote for you, and we hope our vote, you are not going to hand it over to ANC. If you do that, we will never trust you. We will never vote for you. And that is why we are saying, whoever who has some distant idea about Metsimaholo to be collapsed, Lindiwe must be out, ANC councillor must be a mayor, because it has not been a tradition in the alliance that the Communist Party leads the alliance. And therefore, if Lindiwe is out, it would give us an opportunity. Good luck for that. As a Communist Party, we are not going to leave any stone unturned in rescuing that municipality. We will work with everyone. You know, Prof, I was told it's nothing wrong to hug the hyena. And you said the only danger of the hyena is smelling. But that smell is good for you to cross the river. And in Metsimaholo, that's what we are going to do. Believe in me. Because we must protect what we have achieved. If anyone believes that what it has happened in Metsimaholo is wrong, and he believes that he needs to use another organizational muscle, fine, be it. It's good. But the rest of the matter is that that municipality, it must be protected, and we will protect it as a Communist Party. What does this then mean? It means, as of today going forward, The Communist Party in the Free State, led by ourselves in the PEC Secretariat driving the work, it is our expectation that the districts must go out and establish election teams. And we must seize ourselves in the coming weeks and period. I think I agree with you, Prof, that let's limit the theorizing in the boardroom and go on the street and make difference to our communities. And going forward from here, we must go and establish structures of elections and go house to house, street to street, and say it is a right thing to vote in 2019 May on the date that the President of the Republic has declared. And your vote is to vote the alliance government. The alliance government that is led by the African National Congress. Currently, as we speak, as we stand before you, the alliance in South Africa is led by the ANC. And that is why there are questions in the party. Is it not then about time the leadership of the alliance to be looked at? Maybe it's within the context of this debate about reconfiguration of the alliance. Its functionality, its operational model, its way of doing things. It should be something that is different from the past. We accept as a free state that the current mode of operation of the alliance, nationally, provincially, are still something that it needs to be looked at. It's outdated. It's an exile model. That model, it must come to an end. We are not in exile, we are in government. Now, our behavior and our conduct, it should be a complete different behavior and conduct so that our conduct, it impacts to our people. Rather than our conduct, it impacts to me who happen to be fortunate to be deployed in a particular position and responsibility. So as we go out of this interaction and engagement launch, we must make sure that we paint each and every street red, but not with paint, but with activities. Each and every street, in each and every ward, in each and every district, it must be painted red, that we defend and protect the freedom that we have obtained in 1994. We don't allow any other force to take over the hard-won government by people of South Africa in a manner in which it's about to be stolen from us. It is our responsibility as a Communist Party and members of the party to go and engage our communities and encourage them to vote on that day. And our perspective in the Free State, we don't know, Prof, we might be wrong. That is why I called Machub and said he must come here so that we share notes with Machub. Machubas, we must share notes so that we must correct this issue of ANC process. It must be alliance process. It must, of course, led by the ANC, but it must be alliance process. It mustn't be an ANC process. Because the danger of it to be an ANC process, they will sit there, those comrades, and say, yeah, no, thank you very much. You painted the street red. You painted the word red. We've got results, but it's well again like you're That's what is going to happen. And that is why, between ourselves, Mpumalanga, and our friends, we need to push that there must be a change before those elections. There must be a change on the ANC guidelines. The ANC guidelines must be different. If these are the elections of the election-led alliance, they must reflect as such. Fortunately, they are in the NEC today. So it must reflect as such alliance election process. Alliance takes decision what to happen, how to happen, who is responsible, what policy to be followed. Like in 1998, we agreed that the alliance is a political center, but those that are fortunate, they decided after that agreement to do other things differently. And that is why, Prof, in our view as a free state, if we are not firm on this issue, because they want us to work with them. And then when you work with them, how futuamana, alliance ANC process. And at that time, we'll complain another 5 years, up until 2021. Now, it is important that this process to be clarified as we enter and paint the streets and engage our communities. Yes. That this is an alliance process, results out of these processes, alliance become victorious. Alliance is responsible to develop policies, is responsible to deploy capable individuals. If Stofile is not capable, it must not be deployed. So it is important, comrades, as we do this, we link it with our reconfigured debate within the party. And our reconfigured debate as a free state, we are starting from these elections. And that is why we will be engaging our head office on this. Fortunately, the convener of our deployees is in our province today. So he understands and hears our views insofar as reconfiguration of the alliance. And thereafter, we can then focus to other things. Two last issues, comrades. We are aware as a province that Jagersfontein has no water. It has no water for many, many months now. The problem of the system, which is the capital system, which is managed by our own government, is that Kharib Dam run across the soil of Albert Nzola and provide water outside Albert Nzola. People in Albert Nzola, they don't have water. It means, as a district of the party in that area, we must wage campaign targeting all those that are responsible, including the government. That is why, as a Communist Party in the province, we took a decision to challenge the irresponsible manner of our government in the province for not providing a basic service to community in Jagersfontein through court of law. We had no any other opportunity because it's our government. Don't listen to our people. If you want, they want to listen, they listen only to court of laws. The question is, what type of relationships are these? How could the relationship to be a relationship when one of your components is raising concern affecting communities, you look on the other direction? And that is why we are saying to communities in that area, led by the district of the party, we want you to wage this struggle. I know and I believe that as it was discussed between myself and the chair of the ANC in the province, unfortunately such discussions fall flat, is that we must discuss it in the Alliance Summit, which it was purported to be in the last 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. Until today, the Alliance Summit has not been convened. Whereas Jagersfontein communities do not have water until today. They won't have water until tomorrow. This struggle, comrades, these goals, we can only achieve them, comrades, if we stand up and fight. And fighting, there is no way of fighting. You fight with everything that you have at your disposal. And you must make sure that as Communist Party, we contribute in making sure that our people in that area get helped. We must contribute, comrades, that as we go to these elections, we must clean our government. The ANC must lead us to clean this government. If they don't want to lead, we must lead ourselves. Remember, comrades, in the alliance, I've got always this view. It's only two political parties in the alliance. It's the ANC and the Communist Party. Both of them, they have got interest, and the interest is about political power. And if we agreed that the ANC, this terrain of struggle, or this period, is the leader of this period, must lead us honestly. It must lead us with respect. It must make sure that matters that affect our communities are addressed. And we must not be apologetic.
ANC babata thuso abafumani thuso abasheba Communist Party babata thuso abafumani thuso abasheba Communist Cosatu babata thuso hauna thuso awushetwa sanko babata thuso muthu baleni. It can't be a good alliance in that way. We are in alliance not because we are friends. We are in alliance because it's a revolutionary alliance. We seek to address the difficulties of our communities. And if it need be to fight on that, good, let's fight. The fight must be the service to our communities. And therefore, issue of that area, we need to address it. The other issue, comrades, is about cleansing ourselves as a government. You cannot, each and every area in the Free State, all municipalities are painted with a black brush that they are corrupt. It cannot, time, comrades, has come that we mustn't keep quiet on these issues. But not necessarily keeping quiet, but taking action on the corrupt individuals that are committing crime against humanity. It is crime, comrades, to steal public money. Our communities suffering because there is no service rendered to them. I think the last issue, comrades in Tamumfutsanyana. It is crime, comrades, for our government to spend money and buy land for our people, both for crops, or livestock, chicken farming, whatever that you may want to call. And this farm being stolen under your nose as Communist Party and be given to friends and brothers that they want to use those farms as a milking cow to make money. It can't be proper in that way. It can't be proper that our people to be given a shorty work in various areas of their operation. We are saying as we launch this campaign, yes, we are going to work tirelessly, house to house, person to person that we engage, encourage that person, go out on the election, vote for a better government, and that better government is a government-led alliance government. Yes, we are believing that as you vote with the reconfigured alliance, things will be done differently. And your vote is not going to be a waste vote. Voting for a government that is going to address your issues, standing side by side with you as Communist Party, we will achieve these set goals. Corruption in our all state entities and departments and municipalities, we, together with you, we must stand up and fight all these evils and make sure that our government is clean, our operations are on spot, are on time, service to our communities is expedited. Yes, voting in 2019 elections, we believe that we will, as a contribution to Judge Zondo Commission, we will ultimately root out the issues of state capture and focus to better service to our communities. Our communities first. Any other interest, individually, organizationally, is subordinated to that interest of the nation, that interest of our communities. The last issue as we go and launch Red October and focus to local state. Prof, there's one thing that people of South Africa that they don't know. Local state, in terms of definition of law, is referred to as a three-legged board. Is a council, is an administration, is a community, which unfortunately our people are not using this third leg pot, which is community. Community can challenge a decision of a municipality and can turn it down. Community. And that's where I think you are talking about popular France. So that communities can use this power that they have for anything wrong done by any council at any point, at any province. Community in that area can, by law empowered, challenge any matter raised by council. We are very, as a Communist Party, not active on these issues. But it's important for us to be active to them, empower our communities to engage and challenge any wrongdoing in our communities. Yesterday I was with about 3 judges. I was very shocked when they told us that the only voice that is relevant and hope that they see is in the Communist Party. Thank you very much.